Alright, we've done some jacking and shuffling, and we got a little more yet to do. As I recall, there's no steering wheel on this thing. Oh, but there is. Alright, let's get a chain. Turns out you gotta have a battery in it to go in neutral. That's the one. Right, bud?
Right.
How do you like driving it?
Oh yeah, it's real spacious.
Why don't you recline the seat back a little bit? What?
There we go, much better.
turn the camera off. Well, as you can see, should clean these windows, shouldn't I? It's raining like a cow peeing on a flat rock out there. But that's okay. I'm blessed to have a shop with the roof don't leak. Young man has to work today, so he won't be able to help me. But I swiped an injector out of this thing about a year ago. And this thing's weird. You got to put a battery in it so you can put it in neutral and pull it. Anyway, did that. The fuel pump came on. The gas smelled terrible. So I don't know. I'm considering pulling the injectors and cleaning them all. And then getting the gas out of the tank. Put some fresh gas in it. Make sure it still runs good. And before we pull it. At least that's my current line of thinking. Other thing is, this is a little different than that LS in a truck. I think that's the ECU right there. I gotta figure that stuff out. Just for my eyeballing, I think the radiator might work in the Beamer. So we'll see how it goes here. Oh yeah, I gotta clean up my workbench. We're getting a little thunder. All right, I said I was gonna pull all the injectors and clean them, but you know, I don't have time to do it right the first time, but maybe the second time I will. All right, let's see what happens. And it's the old gas too. Holy moly, it's got a half a tank of gas. Let me just go make sure it didn't leak. My kids put those right there, just where I don't need them. We look okay. Let's see if it's got a notion to start. It will start, but she sounds a little rough. Well, it runs somewhat roughly. Probably that bad gas in it. The gas does smell kind of bad. I'm gonna let her warm up, and I don't have no fans on it, so I can't let it run a long time. But I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit. You know, I just gotta say thank you to my neighbors who don't blow me in all the time. I just took her for a little trip up the street there. I got good neighbors. Never once have I had a complaint that I can think of. I take that back. I had some lady said I wasn't taking care of my goat one time. I don't know who that was even. So anyway, the upshot of the little tailspin was it don't idle very good, but she's still plenty lively. It's pretty rowdy. I'm gonna buy another one of them cars. I keep selling them, but man, I like them. They're kind of homely, but so am I. All right, I guess now that I've established it still will run and it still will move, the thing to do is put it up on the lift. Looks like I didn't get it centered too good, did I? Put it up on the lift. Get the exhaust off and all that kind of thing. I do need to record the mileage and engine hours before I pull it out. I never looked up what the engine hours were on this. That might be a useful thing to know. I'm also sort of tempted Seems like these motors are around 100,000 miles or so. Plus they idle a lot. Being in a cop car, the lifters go bad. But I don't need to get myself into a big deal like I did that 57 Chevy. I was just going to put the motor in it and run it. But y'all seen what happened, or I hope you seen what happened. I went bonkers and spent too much money and all that. But she's a runner now. I got to quit pontificating and get to work. Alright, so I miraculously was able to figure it out without going to YouTube school. It's got 12,074 engine hours, 8,500 of them idling. And it has 99,000 miles on it. Boy, they sit around a lot, don't they? Alright, I've been looking under that thing. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is cut the exhaust right about there. Get the exhaust off it, and I'm going to fire it up because, you know, the child in me has just got to do that. Man, listen to it rain. This car, man, it's pretty stoutly built. I see it has a similar... It doesn't have U-joints like that BMW does. But it's got mufflers there. I guess those are resonators. That must be another muffler. 2 converters and 2 more converters. I wonder if I can use the sway bar on the front of that to go on the BMW. There's some things to consider here. That differential's got a 290 gear, which ain't very... Oh, there goes my light. Which ain't very conducive to performance. And they say the one in the BMW ain't too heavy duty. I don't know. Gotta figure all that stuff out. You know, when I get to tearing these cars apart, I sure am glad I live in the South. I have torn apart a rusty Yankee car or two. Rusty. You gotta fight every bolt. These things just come right apart. But look at that. There's still 2 converters on the car. And there's the mufflers. I didn't cut that all apart because you never know what you might need. I may try to reuse that on the BMW. I don't know. We'll see. We're not trying to build a race car, and the boy is 17, so, you know, we're not trying to build a race car. In fact, I might take it to the guy and have him detune it. No, that wouldn't be right, would it? Alright, what we are forced to do at this point is set the car down, hook the battery back up, and crank it up and see how it sounds with no exhaust, except 2 converters. We kind of wish the boy was here, but what are you going to do? You got to take advantage of the time you got. Look at that, it's got a telescopic. It ain't very loud. That ought to sound pretty cool. Alright. That's probably the last time it'll run in this thing. Probably. Alright, here's one thing I did not anticipate. It has electric power rack. Which wouldn't be a problem, except that means it has no power steering pump. And that BMW needs a power steering pump. I may have to do some research. I read somewhere about a Volvo power steering pump or Prius. I don't know. I need to look into that. Or possibly just change the rack, but I don't know. It's in a similar position. Might be a thing. They sure bang these cars up. Look at that. There's bolts broke off right there. I don't know what was bolted there, but something was. Alright, I gotta get moving. I'm spending too much time studying here. Ain't that stuff pretty? And look, I didn't make a huge mess yet. Now y'all probably been wondering, where's the wife been? I'll tell you where she's been. She's been out there cooking up stuff for me to carry around.
No.
She didn't come see me all morning, and then she said, will you come and carry this for me?
I brought you a gift.
Okay. Alright. I guess I'll do it.
And I made you lunch. And I'm washing all your laundry.
That's a wifely duty. Why you get extra credit for that?
You want credit for everything, so I'm just trying to get credit.
Okay, I'll give you a few brownie points. Alright, I have spent some time looking around on the interwebs, trying to find out. You know, there's pretty good videos how to save a harness off a truck, but I don't see any for one of these, so guess I'll just dive in, you know? I already removed the grounds, got that over there. How hard could it be? Let me get after it. Alright, I really didn't want to go this far without the young man, but it's pretty much ready to pull out, I believe. Harness disconnected. I'm going to have to do some figuring on that. I think I know. But sometimes what you think you know, you don't know. Yeah. So I think it's ready to come out. AC disconnected, all the hot wires, all that. I did make a mess, spilling antifreeze. What do you gotta do? Wouldn't be right if I didn't spill some antifreeze, right? I think it's ready to come out. We'll make sure the young man helps with that. So I think, since it's still raining, I'm gonna have to call it a day on the mechanics. I have to go do some stuff anyway, so that's that story. It ain't raining too hard though, is it? A little bit. Some folks say you can't hide money, but I say you can't hide a scavenger either.